Will do. Yeah. You donated £100. Barakallah.
Don't try to put it together because they make noise. Yeah.
Okay. You make, like I was saying, we're running very low on certain leaflets. We're gonna do another run of printing. Yeah. So your money goes to the printing. Your money goes to, inshallah, we're gonna build a dawah center. The brother show you. Look, this is what the leaflets look like.
My favourite leaflet here, which I always grab straight away as I come, the concept of God. So this costs money to print, and they're fantastic leaflets, exercising all the information that we need, all within one singular leaflet. And we've got so many over here, as you're probably aware. We're giving away Qurans as well, which we usually get printed. So every contribution, for the sake of Allah, is very advantageous. So like I said, the site is there, www.continuousmessage.com. Please donate whatever you can for the sake of Allah. It will be beneficial for your akhirah. And remember, whatever you give in the path of Allah, your wealth will never decrease. You will see multiplicity of the increase in your wealth if you give in the sake of Allah. This is my experience, and it usually happens, in my experience, instantly. That is my understanding. If you're giving this for the sake of Allah, Allah will replenish your donations and your sincerity in giving many times over, inshallah.
Yeah. And what we're doing when we're coming out, we're giving dawah.
Scan code. Well, sorry.
Huh?
Show them the scan code after, inshallah.
Okay. A section of the community must come out and give dawah, right? To remove the obligation of what we're doing, yeah? So for the people who can't come out and you're too busy, you're busy out there making that money, right? You need to just support us just a little bit, yeah? Inshallah. All the links are there when you go to the websites, yeah? So just help us as much as you can. Share it, spread it. If you watched the videos last week, you saw what happened. The haters, they come. Why did they come to Stratford in particular? This week we just had a shahada. Last week we had a shahada. The week before 2 shahadas. The week before that 4 shahadas. Every week shahada, shahada, shahada. These haters, the enemies of Islam, they're watching our videos and they're seeing what's going on. They're seeing the good conversation. They're seeing brothers like Mustafa telling the haqq, and it's burning them. They hate it.
They hate it, no doubt. And Brother Hamza, of course, being a pillar of strength, he's the one who comes every Saturday all by himself, sets everything up. So, and he's doing it for 3 years, every Saturday without fail, come rain, sleet, or whatever the weather is, he's over here. So any contribution towards, and you're welcome to come and visit us over here. You can see the amount of stuff that we give out, all these costs in donations, whatever you can give. It's all for the sake of Allah. No one's putting it in their pockets and enjoying themselves. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this work. We'll be sitting in a nice beach on the Bahamas. So we're please inviting you to contribute whatever you can for the sake of Allah, and this will be beneficial. This is a requirement for all of us Muslims to spend our time for the sake of Allah, inviting and removing the misconceptions that have been spread by the enemies of Islam. We had incidents over the last few weeks, and people have tried to really, get in our nose, get in our face, making all types of difficulties. But we remain firm and consistent with the path. We're trying to get the message to the non-Muslims out as well, that Islam is the way for you as well. Your life will be so much for the better if you inculcate the Islamic values, do your prayers in the way it's prescribed, and believe in your Almighty Creator. That's fundamental. So we're inviting you to all accept this message, please.
No, nothing more. Nothing more. We're not asking you to do anything less than come and support the dawah. If you can't come and support the dawah, support it as much as you can by other means. Yeah, we're giving you all the tools, what you need to support us. Yeah, subhanallah, last week, just as I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
These people, the haters, what came to disrupt the dawah. I see it on their social media. They're going on like as if they got some sort of a victory. I don't know if you saw that, but even this guy, who's saying, "Oh, there's 7 of you," and I wasn't feeling. Yeah. What was he talking about?
I don't know what he was talking about, to be honest.
We definitely was not trying.
We were just trying to push them away because we want our table to be successful here. Yeah. We're not here for any competition as such. But if trouble is thrust upon us, we're not going to take a backward step as such, you see. Yeah. So I hope they got the message loud and clear. Next time, if they think they can come and do this, it may not end up so peaceful for them. So we're here for peace anyway. We're just here to distribute our stuff and to do our work for the sake of Allah. And this is what we want to invite people to. So any troublemakers, you're not welcome over here. And we've been here for a number of years, and we'll continue to be here, whether you like it or not.
And as for you, David, personally, I'm calling you out. Yeah, I'm calling you out. I'm going to hold you personally responsible for your little 16-year-old, I don't know what his name is,
Yeah,
right?
little Thomas.
Anybody who comes in trouble, I'm gonna hold you personally responsible. So I'm calling you out. Try it again. I dare you to come and try that again. Yeah? You know. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, and that's how this youngster is bringing 16-year-old kids with him. Why he's doing that is very, very questionable. Plus that 16-year-old boy who came, his name is Young Bob, who's got affiliation with Bob the Builder in Speaker's Corner. He's actually, this 16-year-old is a member of a far-right organisation. He's actually attended one march with a guy called Nick Tenconi. I've got him on camera as well. So this is going to look pretty bad that you who are supposed to be representative of Christianity, you're incorporating far-right members who hate black people, who hate brown people, hate people who of any different type of background to them, yet you're still representing them. That's a real shame, you see. So, that youngster, young Bob, he's actually a far-right member. His name is Thomas, but he's a far-right member, shockingly. Nick Tenconi.
And they're using him.
And they're using him,
They're
yes.
using him.
They're using him,
I
yes.
want to give a good example. Isa, come through, bro. Here's a good example of a 16-year-old, bro. Salam alaikum, bro.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sorry, my hand.
Don't worry.
No problem. We were talking about we're here to give the dawah, and we want to try to give the best examples. And a good example is not to come here and misbehave.
Yes.
We don't come here to misbehave. Yeah. So just give us a few words of what we need to do.
What we need to do is start ignoring people who are trying to provoke, and they are trying to get a reaction out of the Muslims. Last week, I was personally grabbed by young Bob and dragged in front of the camera while he shouted accusations about Mustafa being a groomer. That is one example of provoking someone. Legally, he shouldn't be grabbing me without my consent. That's a form of assault. I didn't do anything, but I could have. I could have exacted self-defense. The problem is with them, they are committing hate crimes by calling us groomers, by calling Muslims names, labels, paedophiles, so on, and by grabbing underage kids. For example, me. The problem is, if everyone gives them the reaction they want, then of course it will escalate. Young Bob is just a social media fan. He's a showman.
Yeah.
He doesn't have real knowledge. The last time I debated him, he went from one topic to another. I don't even know what the debate was about at the end of it.
And we were just saying we feel like he's being used.
Yeah, I mean, by the far right, they're definitely using him. I'm given a name, Nick Tenconi. There's actually a picture of him attending a far right march as well. So people who are watching, if you're familiar with this particular person, imagine his school friends will realise this is what you think about your member of a far right organisation. And that's not going to look too good on you, is it, amongst your non-Muslim friends?
No, definitely.
And the people he hangs out with, they conflict. For example, the far-right friends you were mentioning, they dislike certain racial groups,
Yes.
whereas some of the people he is evangelizing with are black or are brown. So the problem is, he's a very inconsistent person. Young Bob, I warn against him, even as a Christian. Because there are certain Christians I'll have a discussion with, there are certain Christians I'll respect, and I'll give the time of day to talk to. But young Bob and his group, such as David, I would not give him the time of day, nor would anyone here, and we've clearly said we will not give them the time of day because of their insincerity. And if they continue to provoke and to pester us, we will exact a reasonable amount of self-defense. Last time, he grabbed me. Next time, what will he do? We don't know.
Yeah.
But we're not willing to just sit back and be peaceful while they attack us.
No, we don't turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
And Mustafa, even when they come with their disruptive nature, there was other Christians who come who didn't agree with that.
Absolutely. I mean, Christians can be very fair people. Even our Quran states that they're the nearest to us Muslims, so we give them due respect. But when you get these types of extremists, these missionaries whose mental faculties are not there, that's what my observation is of these individuals. So we're not here for that sense. And those Christian young ladies, they actually rebuke them severely for their misappropriation with us and for their behaviour. So due kudos to those very reasonable young Christian ladies.
And I saw a YouTube video the Jewish young lady who came.
Yes,
She
yes.
actually made a video afterwards rebuking them.
Wow, that's unbelievable. She was very pleasant. She observed everything. She accused them all for being, hate preachers and hate mongers. So yeah, this is the situation that we find ourselves in. But like, it's a big concern if a 16-year-old boy is coming over for the purpose of making trouble and sticking microphones in people's noses when they don't want to be spoken to, and then also having far-right affiliations. I mean, not just on ordinary people. We're talking about the leaders of far-right organisations, such as that guy Nick Tenkobi.
The issue with the fact that he's affiliated with far-right leaders, it sparks terrorism. For example, when we look at what happened over the summer with attacks against black communities and Muslim communities, Asians, there were white far-right affiliations such as Tommy Robinson's group, the EDL, who stabbed a man 21 times. This was an 18-year-old brown man in Southport. There's a video online where EDL members were laughing at a man being stabbed in the head 21 times. He just turned 18. And this is what's happening with sending your youth to these organisations. I would ask Bob's parents to look after him and watch after him, because letting him go out with all these people...
Your parents.
Yeah, exactly. Why are they letting him go out with all these people to spark hate? What happened over summer should have been a warning. The government said it was terrorism. People have been imprisoned for life sentences. Yet people like young Bob are setting a new generation of terrorism and hate between races. The UK has went through stuff such as the Paki bashings in the 80s and so on. And then we went out of that. Then there was discriminations against the blacks and the Muslims in the early 2000s. We went out of that. And then now we had, during this summer, attacks and murders and white police officers getting Molotovs and fire thrown at them. And 27 police officers, for example, in Southport were fatally injured. They were hospitalised. Fatally injured. Exactly. They were burned. They had third degree. They had third degree burns.
Not fatal though. Not fatal.
Not fatal. Yeah. But what it was is they had third degree burns, for example, from bombings with Molotovs. They count as bombings because some of the cars lit on fire and so on. All it is young Bob and certain individuals. They're sparking revolution and they're sparking hate crimes.
And in addition to that, so he's been influenced by the other guy, the senior Bob, who's got far-right affiliations. When he went to the French embassy to protest, he was accompanied by Union Jack-waving crusaders. And you could see by their disposition they were far-right in their disposition. And they're trying to build up a portfolio of public opinion to go against Islam, and they become the extreme element of that and trying to raise up, like, if you want to call it, a new crusade. And Bob is a particular individual who is affiliated with these organisations. And again, it's a shame on someone like David, the person who was here last week, to affiliate with himself with these such people. I mean, he's probably been paid a good amount of money to do so. That's the only thing I can possibly conclude. Yeah. I mean, they hated him just for his ethnicity. But the point is, they're using him, and he's probably benefiting in some way.
Can I interject on that point? He mentioned a very good point. There are some youthful and maybe even 18 and 19-year-old Christians that I've talked to here who find Bob entertaining, who support him, and they're black Christians. They don't realise the second Bob gets any power, the second Bob has any influence, they're the same people who support him, they're getting kicked out. He does not care about the black, he does not care about the browns, he does not care about if you're Christian. He sees your colour, he sees your affiliations, and you're out. Bob and these individuals should not be supported nor given the time of day. Honestly, it's sad to see black people and brown people supporting people like that.
The same used, they're being used, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah, it looks weird. Like, so very mixed messages.
Yes.
Like.
Okay, inshallah. So yes, in conclusion, that's again, just if you just stay back over there, we've got this continuous message foundation within the dawah. We're appealing to you finally, donate whatever you can, whatever, if it's £1, £2, whatever you can. The more the merrier, and this will help in maintaining. We want to open up a dawah centre as well, which we're trying our best to do as well, which will be local to here in Stratford. There'll be something unique here in London as well. So please do it for the sake of Allah. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam. Barakallahu feek.
When are you going to load up the shorts? Send me the, when you're on the shorts, let me know.
Where's the microphone? Where did you put my microphone? Okay, you got the microphone. Oh, okay, Jazakallah. Yes, Jazakallah khairan, brothers and sisters out there. If any of this information was helpful, please share, like, and hit the subscribe button. And next time, inshallah, next Saturday, inshallah, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yeah, just hit the like button and subscribe. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.